Hello gamers, and welcome to another edition of Tonight on Mage Hammer's Game Table, where tonight I am going to be presenting my first episode of my Tiny Frontiers Revised campaign. Tiny Frontiers Revised is by Alan Barr from Gallant Knight Games, and it's a Tiny D6 system. During my session 0, I created 4 characters, and they are my Galaxy Force team. Connor Bosch is their leader. Sizzle is a Salamar detective slash engineer. Sheena Ultra is a Gen healer, medic, I guess we'll use, but also quite the warrior herself, as Gens were designed to be. And then 3 Large, the Autoborg muscle of the team, and they are on a mission. We'll get to that mission in a moment. One thing I'd like to talk about is during my session 0, I talked about how I was going to use the optional damage rules in the core book and armor rules. And I did a play test, just kind of getting ready for the game, yeah, I didn't like it. So I've decided what I'm going to do is I am going to use the armor house rule I made for my Tiny Dungeon 2E system, which basically there's light, medium, and heavy armor. They add hit points in the regular core. If you have the armor master trait, it adds 3 hit points. Your armor just adds 3 hit points, that's it. In this case, it adds 1, 2, or 3. These 3 characters, Connor, Sizzle, and Sheena, are wearing light armor, so they get an additional hit point in combat. And 3 Large is wearing medium, so he'll get 2 additional in combat. Now, the difference in the normal rules from my rules are at the end of each combat, they're going to make a test on their armor to see if it's reduced. If it's reduced, they need to get it repaired. If it isn't, it will be in place in the next combat. And every one of them has the armor trait, so they get advantage on that roll. So that's that. The other house rule I'm going to do, which I have put in place just for this game, is in the core rules of Tiny Frontiers, they have a critical hit rule, which is if you roll 3 6s, you do an additional point of damage. I've decided to up the stakes a little bit on that, and if you roll 3 successes, you do an additional D3 damage, which also applies to the heroes, of course. And in the core rules, they have a critical miss. If you roll 3 1s, you have something horrible happen, or, not horrible, but something off, or something to your detriment happens. I've decided to make that 1s or 2s critical fail, something like your gun runs out of ammo, you jam your gun, you trip and fall, whatever, you drop your weapon, whatever it is, I'm going to go with that. So those are the only house rules I'm using, my armor rule and a modified critical hit and miss roll from the core rules. So that is it. I'm going to keep the system pretty much the way it is, as written, beyond those additions. So without further ado, let's get into the mission. So our team was sent on the Galaxy Force Ranger class starship, the Razorback, to pick up a prisoner that had escaped from a prison and ended up on a backwater mining planet. And the constabulary there managed to arrest him after the the perpetrator had a rather rough night at the cantina. So they booked him, and they realized who he was, and they contacted Galaxy Force to come and pick him up. So Connor Bosch's team are the one that had been sent to pick him up. Now, the mining planet he was on, of course, is at the far reaches of the galaxy, so it was pretty far away, even with the advanced engines that all of the ships have that make them, make interstellar travel within the galaxy possible. So it was going to take quite a while. So they, the Zevlon 4 is the name of the mining planet. They agreed. They had a ship, and they were going to send their ship to meet the Razorback halfway and transfer over the prisoner. Halfway is a planet, a desolate planet known as XL765, and the Zevlon ship they're supposed to meet is the 49er. So they're fly to meet that ship halfway, and the desolate planet is exactly halfway, and so the 49er was in orbit around that planet while they waited for the Razorback to arrive. And so when they arrived, the captain of the Razorback, Maggie Martell, had her crew scan it, and they realized that the ship had been compromised. Something had smashed into the hull and was sticking out of the side of the hull. The life support systems were down, though the engines were still in place, and there were only 4 life signs left of the 68-person crew, and that 68 included the Grunka thief that they were sent to pick up. And the 4 life forms are in a life pod, and that's the only place with life support currently, and the life pod was not able to eject. So Connor and his team have two aspects to this mission. One, they need to get into that ship and find their prisoner that they're sent to gather, and also to rescue those 4 people from the life pod. Of course, the latter being the main thrust of their mission. They need to get to those 4 people to find out what happened to the 49er and see if there's anything they can do to help and get those people back to the Razorback. So this begins with a shuttle from the Razorback, sends the team to an airlock on the side of the ship. Let's do that. And they all enter the airlock. They are all wearing spacesuits, but the spacesuits are pretty flexible, and they are able to maneuver and speak and everything through the suit's comms, and their armor is underneath. Well, now that I'm thinking about it, if their spacesuits get compromised, that could be a problem. So these spacesuits are so thin. The spacesuits are armored. So yes. And if there's like a critical hit, maybe the spacesuit will puncture. Yeah, okay, there we go. Make up as I go along. Love solo playing. Here we go. Okay, so they hit the airlock. They cycle the airlock. Of course, there's no atmosphere inside the ship. So they enter cautiously. Connor first looks down this hallway here. Okay. All right, team. I don't see anything. Sizzle, get on that console there. See if you can get a diagnostics on the ship. Figure out what's going on. Yes, sir. And then Sheena says, 3 large and I will keep an eye this way, sir. See what's up. So Sizzle gets on there and he says, sir, it's encrypted with some kind of encryption I've never seen before. Well, can you handle it, Sizzle? Oh, let me see what I can do. And he cracks his little salamander claws and starts doing it. So it's going to take him 3 rounds to try to hack or figure out, I guess hack's the wrong word, figure out the language, because he's an engineer and it is an advanced language thing. I think I'm going to let him have advantage on this. He's used to working with things like that. And so we'll see what happens. And he's also perceptive. So his first 10 minutes or so, 5 minutes or so, he is unable to decrypt it. Now I'm going to roll to see if something is coming down the hallway at them. And that is going to be on 1 or 2. No, 3. On 1 through 3, something's approaching. If not, ooh. And so Sheena, with her genetically modified senses, says, shh, something approaches. Well, what do you think it is? Not sure. 3 large, let's check it out. So they go to the end of this hall, and this is wall. That's the outside of the ship. But this way is a corridor that leads further into the ship. And she peeks around and she sees coming down the hall 4 robots that she has never seen before. Any kind, or had never seen the type of before. And she says, sir, robots approaching. Oh no, looks like they've got weapons and they're powering them up. Initiative. So in this game, you roll initiatives, and Tiny D6, you roll initiative. You make a standard test, which is 2 dice. Anybody rolls a success, which is a 5 or 6, goes before the bad guys. And anybody that doesn't goes after. So we've got Connor and Sheena and, oh crap, 3 large. I can't remember what he rolled. Okay, so yeah, and 3 large, okay. Going before the robots and Sizzle going after. So, Sheena has a laser sword, but she also has a light weapons. So she's gonna fire a pistol first before she closes for melee. They got to keep these things away. So she's going to attack the one on the left. So to do so, she gets to make a attack with her pistol, laser pistol, which she is, and she hits. So that is 1 damage to that. Now, these things have armor as well. They have medium armor. So she did 1 damage, which brings it down to that. Okay. And because of their armor, better do this. Yeah. Okay. So she takes away a chunk of their armor. Its armor. And so that was her attack. And then she gets a second attack. She's going to fire off another shot with her pistol instead of moving. Or she could take evade. Or she could take suppressing fire. No, she's just going to take another shot. And she hits again. So that's another point of damage, which chinks away at the armor of the character and of the robot, and that is it. And then that's all she gets to do. Now 3 large is going to have to move. That's going to be one of his actions, and he's going to fire his plasma pistol. I know in this game heavy weapons are supposed to be 2-handed, but I think the plasma pistol, I'm going to make an exception. It is a heavy weapon. He only gets to fire once in a round, so he is mastered in it, and he fires his plasma pistol at the one that she shot at. They're trying to concentrate their fire. And he misses. Okay, so down the hall and misses. All right, and now Connor is like, get on that, Sizzle. So he moves and he fires as well at the one that Sheena attacked. And he gets a hit. That is 1 damage. And now it is the robot's attack. They have blasters. These two, though, they move forward and they punch at those two, and these two move forward and use their blasters. So this one punches at 3 large. And he gets a hit. That is 1 damage on 3 large. Now 3 large has 8 hit points plus 2 for his armor, so that's 10. So that is down to 9. And then the second one punches Sheena and misses. By the way, this little shield thing is a 1. The face is a 6 on these dice for me. All right, and misses. These two, blaster at 3 large, hits, does 1 damage to 3 large. And then the other blaster at Sheena, and that is a hit as well. So she takes 1 as well. And she has light armor on, so that takes off her armor advantage. And so that was that. Now Sizzle is going to make another roll on his engineering to try to, he gets it. Okay, so that's 1. He needs to make 3 to be able to unencrypt or break into this particular console. All right, so now it's initiative. All right, so we've got our robots. So Connor's going before, Sizzle's going before, Connor, or 3 large going before, but Sheena is going after. So there we go. Okay, I just drew on my thing. That's not great. Okay, so I gotta be careful with that pen. Okay, so so Otto Borg, he has a plasma pistol. I'm gonna have him fire the plasma pistol point blank at the creature that's in front of him, and he gets a success, and so that is 2 damage. He only gets to attack once with that weapon or any other weapon, but he does get to take other actions besides. So he is going to take evade to be able to, to evade the blow of this particular robot. So that's that. Sizzle gets his second success, 1 more success, and he will have decrypted it. And then Connor is firing off his pistol at the one on Sheena, and he misses, and his second action is going to be that as well, and he hits, and so he does a point of damage. The robot is smoking a bit, but is still there. Then the robot punches 3 large, misses, punches Sheena, hits. Sheena takes another point of damage. And then the blaster guys, 1 at 3 large, misses, 1 at Sheena, misses. Ooh, not too bad. That's 2 ones, but that doesn't matter. And then Sheena brings up her laser sword and gets a success, which does a point of damage to hers. And it is still functioning, but barely. All right, now it is initiative. All right, so Sheena goes after, Connor goes before, Sizzle after, and 3 large after. Not great, kids. All right, so Connor fires a blast at the one on Sheena because he sees, oh, he almost had a critical failure there, and a second shot. And he misses. Oh. Did I hit 3 large last time? He got to evade. Oh well. He is going to, he's a heavy hitter. His fists are like, his fists are heavy weapons. Now, as written, this game, if you are not proficient in a weapon group, you have to take a disadvantage on the roll. I feel like he would be proficient in his fists. I don't know. I guess I'll stick with that as written, but he doesn't get to do anything right now. But I think I'll give him his evade on this action. So one guy punches at him, and he gets to roll a, if he rolls a 5 or 6, nope, he takes a point of damage. All right, and then the other one punches on Sheena, hits her. And then blast at 3 large, he takes a hit from the blaster on the other one. And the other one blasts Sheena and hits her as well. Okay, so that is all of them. Sheena swings her laser sword. Oh, almost a crit. She does a point of damage, and that drops hers. And then she uses her second attack to attack the one on 3 large. And she hits. So that's a point of damage off of that one. And 3 large himself is going to just use his plasma pistol, because why not? And he misses and takes the evade action. All right. And so now Sizzle gets a success. So he is able to unencrypt. He's able to break through into their computer system to take a look at what's going on. So he's going to take the next action to do that. I'm going to say the hacking took both actions. How does that sound? Oh, okay. So 3 large is going before, Connor after, Sheena after, and Sizzle after. That's a lot of ones, folks. A lot of ones. All right, so plasma pistol to the face, and he hits. And I don't know if I said 3 6s or 3 successes, but for a critical hit, it has to be 3 successes. And I haven't done that yet, I don't think, but this is still not a critical hit, but I want to put that out there before it happens. So he does 2 damage to that, his robot, and that's not quite enough to bring it down. Then they attack. The one attacks him, and he gets a hit. He gets to try to evade, and he doesn't, so he takes a hit. All right. And then this one moves up a bit, or doesn't want to get near that laser sword, so blasts her and hits. Uh-oh. And shoots again, because they get 2 actions as well, and misses. The other one fires at 3 large and misses. And misses. Okay. All right. So now Connor is going to fire at the one fighting 3 large. And he hits, it takes it down. And then he's second shot. He is going to fire at this one down the hall. Oof! All right, he still hits it, but So that takes 1 point of damage. All right, then that was his 2 actions. She uses an action to try to heal herself with her psionic biomancy healing skill trait. And she does. She heals herself 2 hit points. And her second action is she's going to, she's already got the laser sword up. She's going to go into melee and attack this one. She's going to move. Oh, yeah, so she better, she's going to use her pistol. Pulling a pistol I don't think is an action, so she fires at the one that Connor hit. And she hits. Almost 3 successes. That would have been awesome. And so she hits for a point. And then Sizzle he takes an action to kind of interpret everything, and he's got some information. And the second action, he's going to move up here, getting ready for combat. All right, let's roll some initiative. All right, so 3 large before, Sheena after, Sizzle before, and Connor after. All right, no worries, folks. Okay, so 50-50 there. Sizzle starts making something. It's going to take him 3 rounds to do it. All right, so he's got one. Once he knows who the enemy is, he starts making something. So he's got 1 success. Next up, 3 large is going to fire his gun at the guy down the hall, and he hits. He does 2 damage. And then he's going to take the suppressing... I don't know if suppressing fire can be taken with a heavy melee weapon. Suppressing fire is an action in... I guess it would be up to me if it's not. Suppressing fire. Choose a ranged weapon you can normally attack. Every time an enemy enters the range, you suppressing, you make an attack with disadvantage. Yeah, okay. So he's going to take suppressing fire action. If those things move towards them, he will shoot them. So that's his second action. All right, so the robots, they don't move, they fire. So I guess suppressing fire, say it moves in. Suppressing fire enters the range of suppressing. So if anybody else had come around, he would have been able to shoot at them. So in the meantime, he's already known. Yeah, so anyway. So this one is going to fire at him and hits. And fires again, hits again. And the other one fires at Sheena, hits her, and fires again. Misses. Okay. Then Sheena, now she's better off taking 2 pops with her pistols because you get 2 attacks instead of moving and attacking. So she hits and she hits. So she takes this on down. And then one left, and it's Connor. He fires off 2 shots at that one. Hits. Oh, almost 3 successes. And misses. So he does 1 damage to that one. And the it's initiative. Three large before, Connor before, Sheena before, Sizzle after. All right, so she fires off 2 pistol shots, hits and hits. And the Connor does the same. Hits and hits, almost 3 successes. And 3 large fires off his plasma pistol. And he hits, and that takes that down. Sizzle, gotta finish his. And 1 more. Okay, he's got himself a weapon to use against these robots. Oh, okay. What is going on here? We're gonna have that hallway turn. Let's see. Looking for a tile. Yeah, this hallway turns to the that way. Okay. All right. Does it fit on camera? Yeah, beautifully. Okay. So Connor's like, What is going on here? Sizzle says, well, sir, it appears that those robots have taken over the systems of the ship and purged out the life support. And I was able to locate the location of the life pod, so I can lead us there. And then Sheena says, so what was that contraption that you were baking up while we were fighting and taking on those robots? Yes, it's a little surprise for them. Okay, 3 of them to be exact. All right, very well. All right, boss, what should we do? Follow Sizzle. All right, so he takes them down the hall, and I'm gonna roll to see if they have a random encounter with more of the robots. I would say it's a 50% chance. That's a pretty good chance that they're gonna say, well, I could go with the classic wandering monsters, 1 of 2. Yeah, 1 or 2, they run into some more monsters. So it's gonna take them a teeny bit of time to get there. And so I'm gonna go 2 checks. So the first check, nothing. Second check, nothing. So they don't get any random encounters, but as they approach where the life pods are, let's see. That'll do. They notice that there are several robots trying to break through the door of one of the escape pods. Our heroes are going to be coming from this direction. And there'll be a hallway. Yeah, we'll do this. There'll be a hallway off this way. And our heroes will be coming down the hall this way. So they get to be about here. Nobody in the team is particularly stealthy. Uh-oh, they dropped my miniature. There it is. All right. No one in the team is particularly stealthy. So I'm going to send, they're going to send Sizzle or Sheena. They're going to send Sheena. Yeah, Sheena, let's see what, I forget kind of what her biomancy, there's several things with biomancy she can do besides heal herself. Let me see if there's anything that can help with stealth. I can't remember. So if we go there, where's my traits? Where's the traits? Traits. Psionics. There we go. Gain advantage on our next test. All right, so she's going to use her biomancy to enhance herself, so she has to test. And she gets it, and then so she is going to give herself, she's going to give herself advantage on her next test, which is going to be a stealth roll. And she gets it. So she sneaks down the hall and peeks around the corner, because Sizzle told them that it's just around the corner is where they're going to be. And she peeks around the corner, and there are 4 robots trying to get into this life pod, or at least the entrance to a life pod. That's probably very small for a life pod. Then again, you know what? Maybe not. Anyway, this is the life pod. The 4 robots are here. This is a wall here. There's a corridor this way. This is a wall here. So that's our shape with these rooms here as well. Nothing seems to have been coming out of the rooms yet. As they have made their way through the ship, they have encountered many dead bodies of the crew. Some asphyxiated and some killed. So, also, before they made their way down here, I forgot that she's going to try to heal. She is the medic. Medical Savant is her ability. And as an action, she can test 2d6 heal a creature on herself. It's test successful, target heal for 2 points. Can only be used to cure poison disease. You must be next to the creature. And it seems like she could probably do that as many times as she wants. I don't think there's anything that says she can't, especially because she has biomancy. So I'm going to say that she has recovered everybody up to full. And then I also have to make armor tests for all of them. Or else they lose the advantage of their armor, or 1 point of it. So we'll go with Connor first. Okay, his armor is back in place. Sizzle did not enter combat, nor was he attacked. So I'm going to say he doesn't need to make a check. Sheena, her armor is intact, and 3 large. His is not. It's down to 1, so it will need to be repaired. All right, so let's get back to this. All right, so she waves to the team that there's a problem, and so I'm going to roll to see if these guys detect their presence. Because they're focused, I'm going to give them a disadvantage. None of them notice them, so I'm going to give them a free round. So Sheena is going to fire this one twice. She hits, and she hits. So that's 2 hits on that one. All right. And then Connor moves up and fires at this one. That's another one, different. I wasn't sure exactly which one she targeted. And he hits, so that's 1. He gets 1 action there, because the other action was a movement. Same with 3 large. He comes here, he fires a plasma rifle at that one, plasma pistol at that one, and hits. That's 2 damage. And Sizzle will move down here and, for the heck of it, take the evade action. Or I guess he could move again. I'll just take the evade action. And if he moves again, he puts himself in danger, and he's not quite ready to be put into danger. All right, so now it's initiative. The robots are aware. Sizzle also managed to figure out their language that they're speaking while he was decrypting their... wow. None of them are going before the robots. I guess that's only fair. Yeah, so he is working. He's gonna be able to put it in his risk community. He just needs a little more time to do that. All right, so the robots, this one continues to try to cut through the door. These two, they move over here to block the way, and they fire, and the one they see the most is Connor. So first shot at Connor, second shot at Connor. Second shot hits. So Connor is hit, and his armor absorbs it. And then this one continues to burn, and this one moves up in a triangulation and fires at Connor, and he hits. Pew, pew, pew. Gotta love it. All right, then, okay, then Sizzle, he goes, stand back. He moves and throws a grenade apparatus with a magnet on it at them. Since this is gonna be it's a light range weapon, so he is. All right, so he hits. All right, so those 3 things all have to make a save test or be EMP'd. So this one, EMP'd. This one, still activated. This one's still activated. So he took out one of them with his EMP grenade. All right, then she jumps in front of Sizzle, so that's a move action. She's gonna fire at this lead robot with her pistol, and she hits. Okay, Connor, 2 shots at that same one, so that is 1 hit. And second shot misses. This is not 3 2s or 3 1s. All right. And then he moves up in front of Sizzle and fires at that one. And he misses. Way to go, 3 large. All right, initiative. All right, so 3 large goes before, Connor after, Sizzle before, and Sheena after. So split 50-50. And then Sizzle is going to throw another grenade, but a little further. And he misses. So I am going to decide what happens to it. If it rolls a 1, it bounces back towards them, and 3 large is going to have to test. If not, it goes flying up to the ceiling and was out of range, or, you know, just it malfunctioned. How's that? So if it rolls a 1, it bounces back. Otherwise, it just malfunctioned. Oh, close. So that was that. His second action is he's going to pistol this one in the front with his laser pistol, which he's holding in the other hand. Almost a crit there, Sizzle. So he hits that one. And then 3 large fires his plasma pistol at that one and misses again. Gosh dang it. And he only gets 1 attack with heavy weapons. So he is going to move a bit here. He wants to try to take out that one there. So this creature, this robot, attacks 3 large, misses. This one fires at 3 large, hits. That's 3 large's first hit. His armor has been depleted by 1. All right, so that costs an armor point. And then that one is burning through, and 1 more round, he will be through. And then Connor fires at the one in front. Oh my gosh, and that's all 1s or 2s, so his gun jams. He's gonna have to reload his gun. All right, and then Sheena moves up with her laser sword and swings at this guy. And she misses. Okay, so that is now initiative. All right, so 3 large is going before, Sizzle after, Sheena before, and Connor after. So now we're looking at Sheena with her laser sword. She hits. Second laser sword swing, she hits again, and she takes this one down. Ends up getting through and slicing that one in half. And then 3 large fires at this one with his plasma rifle and misses, and he's going to take the evade action. And then the robot's attack. So this one is going to fire at 3 large, and he hits. 3 large gets to take the evade action, and he does not evade, so he takes 1 damage. And then this one burns through and makes it through, and people start screaming. They can hear them. And then Sizzle fires at that one in front and misses. He's going to take a second shot and misses again. Not so great, Sizzle. And Connor does the same. He misses. Oh no, he reloads and then fires and missed. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, so initiative. Ugh, 3 large goes after. Sheena before. Sizzle before. And Connor after. Okay, let's see what happens. Gotta save those people, Connor says. And Sheena is going to go and attack this one, move up and attack this one with her sword. I'm going to give that guy a swat at her as she goes by, but since she's moving disadvantage, he hits her. So she takes a point. but she makes it through and attacks with her laser sword. I was hoping for a crit there, but she got a hit, so that's still good. So this guy takes a hit from her laser sword. Sizzle, he's going to use his final EMP grenade, move up and throw it. And he gets it. And maybe I should have done a standard test with that, but I didn't. Oops, sorry. And so they have to make a save test. So this one, he fails. And that one actually makes it. Oh, okay. So another one is taken out of the action. This one turns to attack the bigger threat right now rather than the people inside, and attacks Sheena and hits her and misses her. So she takes one more hit. And 3 large moves up a bit, fires his plasma pistol, trying to take the guy down. And he hits with his plasma pistol for 2 damage. So he moved and shot. Connor, that's close. That's far enough away for his pistol. So he takes a shot and misses, and takes another shot and hits. So he does 1 more damage. The robot is still up and functioning. Initiative time. And people are trying. They're thinking about. They're not sure what they're doing. So I believe they think that they're going to be trying to break out of there, run out. But they're afraid of the robot, and they're afraid the robot's going to attack them. You know, rightfully so. So there is that. All right, so that was our initiative setup here. So 3 large. He's got to take this guy out. Got to take this guy out with his plasma pistol, and he gets a success, and that is enough to take it down. So then he moves up and says, "Come with us. You are safe now." I don't know if that's true or not, but and they need spacesuits. Sizzle's like, "They need spacesuits. They need spacesuits. We've got to stop that air from getting out. They need spacesuits." So we'll say they're out of combat, but time is of the essence. So I'm gonna roll to see. They tell the people to, I guess, hold their breath, but it's really cold. So this could be bad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if Sizzle was able to discover a close by area for exosuits. If he fails, it's too far away. And if he doesn't fail, he's able to find them and throw them to the people as quickly as possible. And he makes it. So he's like, they're right here they're here in this closet. Help me. So they go, they open it up. They quickly run in and tell the people to quickly dress in their exosuits. Of course, being crew members, they're all rated for it. Or I guess it would have been interesting if they already had their suits on, but that was life support. Never mind, they didn't have time. Anyway, so they get them their suits. They get them on in time, though they took some minor damage from the elements. Sheena, the artificial gravity is working on the ship, but not the life support. So Sheena is able to heal them with her biomancy. And they're going to make their way back. They got to get these people out of here. They can worry about the robots on the ship later. They're going to make their way back. I'm going to make 2 rolls. If I roll a 1 or a 2 on either roll, they are intercepted by robots. If they don't, they make it to the shuttle. They make it to the airlock. All right, so 1, 2. So they make it to the airlock. Now, and just as they shuttle the people onto the airlock, or onto the shuttle, they're standing out in the hallway. And they get the people in through the airlock and into the shuttle, and they're about to do it themselves, when around the corner come 4 more robots. And that is where we're going to end this episode. So thank you so much for that. I hope you enjoyed that. That was really a lot of fun. And hope you come back for next episode to see what happens next. So until next time, keep on rolling dice and playing games. Mage Hammer out.